As thousands of citizens in Israel are calling for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to step down, it is now being reported by multiple sources that Israel is going to have early elections planned sometime around April the 2nd or April the 9th. Elections were previously slated for November of 2019, but that will be pushed back to April of 2019. And read a little bit from the article. It says, amid a series of coalition crises and deliberations over a possible indictment against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, coalition leaders announced Monday that Israel will head to the polls within 4 months. Now, certainly this is an interesting twist, but the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because Mr. Trump is looking to present his deal of the century in February of 2019. I'm wondering if this is not going to cause it to postpone this unveiling until after the April 2019 elections. So I want to bring this short update to you so that you'd understand what's going on. And other news regarding Syria and the U.S. pullout. Here's an article coming out of Haaretz that President Trump says that the Turkish president, Mr. Erdogan, said that he had assured him that he would eliminate ISIS or whatever's left of ISIS. Now, frankly, I don't believe that Donald Trump actually believes that. I think he was using that as just another excuse to justify leaving Syria. What's most likely to happen is Mr. Erdogan is probably going to bring about a massive attack against the Kurds who have been fighting on the ground for the United States against ISIS. You know, one of the things I've heard online and continue to hear online is that the United States, by leaving Syria, they're betraying Israel. But the truth of the matter is that before the United States entered into Syria, which has been recent, actually, if you think about it, Israel was in charge of making sure that their borders were secure, and that Hezbollah and Iran did not ship weapons across Syria. And even though this move is disappointing, the United States does not owe Israel protection, and they're not responsible for eradicating Iran from Syria. You know, everybody should understand that. And the reason why I say this is because in the end, the Bible does clearly indicate that God would be Israel's rescuer, and that it would not be at the hands of man. So if you look at Ezekiel 38, you will see that no human army will come to Israel's rescue, but that God would. So I wouldn't be too upset over this move, because this just opens up the door for what the Lord said he was going to do 2,000 years ago in these last days. So if, in fact, in the end, Mr. Trump does decide to pull the U.S. troops out of Syria, this is all a part of prophecy and will ultimately lead to Ezekiel 38, Gog and Magog war. So in 2019, you can probably look forward to seeing Turkey moving toward Israel's northern border, along with Iran, Hezbollah, and it wouldn't shock me a bit if Russia was right in the mix. And this isn't a prediction. This is just something that I believe the Bible has declared already. So I'm not going to blast the Trump administration for making this move. He's simply playing a part in Bible prophecy, and it is still yet to be seen how big a part he actually will play. But there's still a number of things that we need to look at as we enter into 2019. Of course, the Trump plan being unveiled, what will come of this departure from Syria by the United States, and last but not least, who will be the new leader, if in fact there is a new leader, of Israel. Will Mr. Netanyahu continue to reign and to keep Israel safe, or will they call in somebody who will be more receptive to the Trump plan? You know, it's always something you have to think about. When this plan is unveiled, will this new leader be all too ready and all too eager to embrace it? Or will he run in the opposite direction and completely reject it and all phases of this plan? You know, there's one other dark horse that we need to look at, and that is in 2019, the Palestinian leader, Mahmoud Abbas, could die, and that would bring about a new leader who we'd have to deal with. And certainly he could go upon the same path that Mr. Abbas is going, and that is to continue to reject U.S. support and the plan that is about ready to be released. Or he could go in the direction of accepting this plan. So these are some things that you should keep your eyes open for 2019. And as always, going into 2019, there's one message and one message only. That is, if you don't know Jesus as Savior, you need to come to him as soon as possible. And my second message, this right here, is that you need to get a copy of my Tribulation Period Survival Guide. There's the free version, written in 9 different languages that you can download on virtually every device. If you can at all get that downloaded on your lost friends or loved one's phone or tablet or whatever, do so. But make sure they know they have it and that this is available. Of course, there's also the paperback version that you have to purchase, but that would be the ideal thing to give them during these last days, so they will have this book in their hands once the rapture takes place. You certainly don't want them to be able to rely upon what the world's going to tell them, because they're going to tell you to take the mark of the beast. So if you haven't received your copy as of yet, I would recommend that you do so today. Go down to the description section and make this purchase or download the free version. It's the same book, actually. Well, this is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.